The Mystara project is proud to present part 35 of the Creatures of Mystara series. In this video, we take a look at perhaps Mystara's toughest creature, the Behemoth. The Behemoth was introduced in the 1992 product, AC 1010, The Poor Wizard's Almanac, on page 225. The Behemoth is a miles-long sea monster, with a gaping maw and a tail, able to swallow at least 2 sailing ships at a time. Prior to BC 499,000, the Immortals made a special arrangement with the megalith, for the latter to be the world of Mystara. The Immortals completely covered the world's surface with water. It is likely that the Behemoth originated during this era, possibly created by an old one, an immortal, or a group of immortals. When first created, the creature may have been a much smaller size. Much later, the Behemoth was fully grown, and wreaking havoc in the seas. It may have been behind the extinction of an intelligent species of porpoise-like magic users, and other sea creatures. The last of these porpoise-like creatures, Proteus, successfully completed the path of the dynast, traveling through time to protect his maritime realm. As part of his interventions to save his dynasty, Proteus may have used his time machine artifact to go back to when the Behemoth was in its infancy. Proteus knew he could not simply kill the creature, as that would upset its creator, or creators, disrupt the balance of Mystara's seas and oceans, and possibly fracture the fabric of time itself. So he sealed it in a very long cavern, under the sea floor, about 30 degrees north of the pre-cataclysmic equator, and 60 degrees east of the pre-cataclysmic meridian. Sealed under the sea floor, the Behemoth became dormant, but continued to grow. Numerous periods of elemental upheaval extended its tunnel to be miles long. The Immortals then created the continents. The region of Proto-Alphatia was inadvertently placed over the sea floor that covered the Behemoth. The Great Rain of Fire rotated the planet's axis, relocating Proto-Alphatia and the Behemoth's cavern to about 15 degrees east of the Sundsvall meridian and 43 degrees north of the equator. However, the cataclysm did not free the monster. That was the status quo until the continent of Alphatia sank in the winter of AC 1009, after the immortal Rad unleashed the doomsday weapon on his foe, to end the wrath of the Immortals' war. The sea floor became exposed, and an opening to the Behemoth's cavern was created by the earthquakes unleashed by the doomsday device. Yet, the monster did not immediately awaken. On the 22nd of Swiftmont, AC 1010, Aqua's adventurers in a submersible exploring the Alphatian Trench stumbled across the Behemoth's cavern. Their entrance awakened the monster from its slumber. It slowly emerged from its cavern and started swimming around the eastern Sea of Dawn. Exactly 6 months later, on the 22nd of Flormont AC 1011, the Behemoth attacked a convoy of 3 Minrothadan merchant ships journeying from the Thyacian mainland to Ocalia. It swallowed one whole, then plunged below the waves. The wake it created caused another ship to founder and sink, whilst the other ship was badly damaged, but it managed to sail to Chungzu to tell the tale. On the 10th of Fermont AC 1012, a merchant vessel, crossing the Serpent Strait between Castillos and Ngoro, sighted the Behemoth suddenly surface, 4 miles away. The creature thrashed around violently, then abruptly submerged again. Fierce waves nearly swamped the ship. On the 8th of Ambermont, AC 1012, a chewed-up submersible washed up on the shore of the village of Orgy, on Thanagia Island. 6 adventurers emerged from the craft, frightening the locals. Their vessel was swallowed by the Behemoth. They managed to do some damage to its innards. Eventually their vessel was spat out. Word of a submersible crew with air masks surviving being swallowed quickly spread throughout the known world. On the 25th of Imont, AC 1012, the Behemoth attacked a large convoy of Yavdlam merchant ships in the northwestern Sea of Dread, as they headed for Sind. The creature suddenly emerged, maw wide open, and swallowed 2 of the ships. It then crushed 3 ships with its tail, as it submerged. All the other ships were damaged in its wake. On the 25th of Felmont, AC 1013, wizards from the Glantrian Great School of Magic and the Karamekan School of Magecraft set sail from Miros on a joint expedition to find and study the Behemoth. No combat statistics were given for the Behemoth, as it was described as having nearly an infinite amount of hit points. So directly fighting it is not feasible. It is more like a large mobile dungeon, albeit a dangerous one. Entry is through the cavernous maw gates, with teeth like portcullises. Waterfalls of seaweed pour in. Bioluminescent lure organs attract prey. The throat descent is a 600-foot deep vertical shaft, with slick muscular walls, periodic contractions, and parasite clusters like bats. The gullet reefs contain the remnants of swallowed ships. Organic ridges form reefs around hulls, air pockets are trapped under rib arches, and survivor camps, sarcastically called hullhome, are built from ship timbers. The stomach archipelago is a chain of semi-solid islands of matter, floating on digestive seas. Digestive rivers flow through fleshy hills with cascading acid falls, acid-resistant mats form forests, gas sacs create floating platforms, and organic storms are caused by peristaltic waves. The parasite forests are dense jungles of worm trees and tendril vines. Purple and red worms prey on victims. The lung caverns are air-filled chambers with their own weather system of warm winds and fog banks. Insect swarms are a constant menace. Echoes behave strangely, due to organic acoustics. The arterial rivers are blood channels, navigable by small craft, with pulsing walls, and regular current surges creating rapids. The bone cathedrals are comprised of gigantic rib and spine caverns resembling temples, possibly haunted by the undead. The neural labyrinth is a maze of nerve tunnels carrying electrical impulses. Those moving through this area may pick up psychic echoes of the behemoth's thoughts. The symbiote gardens is a plant-like living area of regenerative tissue, with pools of healing fluids. The abyssal stomach pit is filled with corrosive fluids and the remains of ancient swallowed megafauna. Destruction of the core organ of the pit contributes toward killing the monster. The heart forge is another key organ to destroy. It is protected by guardian organisms that function like a horde from the plane of Earth. The memory cysts are jelly-like organic archives, storing chemical memories as visions. In this chamber, visions of the behemoth's history can be witnessed. The Leviathan graveyard contains the remains of marine leviathans, giant squids, whales, and sea serpents, some of which are fossilized. The behemoth is designed to create enough havoc on the seas that heroes will be called upon to deal with it. If the PCs don't take the bait, the behemoth could swallow a ship containing someone or something the PCs do care about. Two options for PC responses are presented. The first option is to find a way to get the creature to return to its cavern. The second is to get inside the creature and kill it by destroying its vital organs. To complicate the mission, the hissing fiend, Sarskas the Destroyer, learns of the behemoth and wants her devilfish to control it. She could trick other species into joining a cult of the behemoth to avoid the monster's wrath. Characters should probably be at least name level to deal with the behemoth. No matter which option they take, they will probably need to gather information first. The Joint Magic School Sea Voyage study of the behemoth may yield useful information, or they might end up inside the creature and in need of rescue. Clerics and followers of Proteus may have received information from their immortal as to how the monster could be returned to its cavern. This could involve a mission to steal a control device the devilfish are just finalizing crafting. Alternatively, the PCs could come up with a feasible way of luring the monster back into its cave, like a very fast undersea boat, then sealing it in. The key information for the second option, of getting inside the creature, becomes available when the PCs hear of how the adventurers in the submersible attacked its organs and got out alive. The PCs should try to borrow a submersible or similar vessel, and pack plenty of survival spells and magic items for the mission. If they can overcome the devilfish and the behemoth, they will gain fame throughout the known world, and immortal attention, beneficial or otherwise. This concludes part 35 of the Creatures of Mystara series, featuring the unique, feared, miles-long primordial predator of the seas, the behemoth.